Hey guys, I'm back with a Kylie Jenner inspired makeup look based on what she looked like at the AMAS. So I already prepped my skin, and then for foundation, I know the Jenner and Kardashians are a fan of the GIORGIO ARMANI Luminous Silk, but I was kind of running out, so I mixed it with my Kat Von D foundation on a mixing tray, painted dots onto my face, and then buffed it out with a round buffer brush from eBay. Then for my brows, I used Mocha from Makeup Geek to fill out the outer third with a flat definer brush from Delium Tools, then filled in my inner third with the Kiko brow pencil for a natural kind of gradient effect. Then as usual, sculpted out my brows with a MAC concealer. To prep my lids, I used my soft ochre paint pot and set it with a matte bone shadow, so blending the shadows on top is much easier to do. For the initial transition shade, I used Beach and Cream from Makeup Geek and buffed it into my crease with my Sigma E40. Then, to deepen my crease, I used the Mia palette from Anastasia and softly blended that into my crease a bit lower than the initial shade, so it all kind of becomes a gradient. Then, using my BALM VOYAGE palette from the BALM, I'm taking a darker matte brown to follow with the gradient, so again placing it slightly lower and then blending it out. Then I'm just following the same steps again, this time just with a more cooler tone brown. Taking any matte white eyeshadow, I'm placing this all over the lid as it looked as if she barely had anything on her lids, so I'm just placing this onto the areas with no shadow and fading it out. Then to highlight the inner corner, I'm taking this champagne shimmery shade and using a pencil brush, carefully placing it into the inner corner and also taking it onto the lower lash line for a step further on in the video. Then onto the face, using my YSL Touche to highlight under my eyes, forehead, chin, you know, the usual places, and then just using the brush to define my eyeshadow to make it look sharper and a bit more put together, and I'm using my Real Techniques foundation brush for this. To set that in place, using the banana shade from the Anastasia contour palette with my beloved blank canvas tapered highlighter brush, I will leave a link to their website down below. Then, to give me some cheekbones, I'm using the Too Faced chocolate bronzer to create the illusion of shadows and warm up my complexion. Kylie's cheeks were kind of very minimal, so I'm keeping it fairly basic. To give myself a little bit of a highlight, I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle pretty sparingly as her face seemed mostly matte, hence using all matte eyeshadows as well. From close-ups of photos, it looked as if her makeup artist had extended her lower lash line, so I'm taking an angled brush and a matte brown shade, and I'm just going under the highlight I brought down onto the lower lash line earlier and extend it towards the inner corner. I then buffed out that line with Makeup Geek Creme Brulee just to smoke it out a bit. I'm wearing any liner, so moving straight onto mascara. So just with mascara, this looks like this, which we'll go on to in a second. Like that, so that's really pretty for like every day, but because this is an inspired look, I wanted some really wispy Kylie inspired lashes, so I used my Red Cherry number 43. For lips, I used my NYX Nude Beige liner, my Kat Von D lipstick in Hexagram, but you can basically just use any dark matte red, and then my dip brow in Taupe, and I know that's crazy, but you just gotta roll with it because I don't have a grey toned red, so I'm just applying my lip liner all over my lips. Obviously wouldn't be Kylie inspired if I didn't overdraw them a little bit, obviously not as like crazy as she does, but then I'm just applying my lipstick over the top of that, so that's going to kind of stop the grey toned base, even though you can't see it that much, it did make a bit of a difference. Then once I've done the lipstick, I'm just dipping my finger into the dip brow and then applying that over the lips as well, and that's it. I then just paired it with a messy loose bun, and that was it. Quite basic, I know, but she went for quite a simplistic look, I think, and it's kind of season appropriate as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, it really helps me get my videos out there for more people to see. So I'll see you next time.